How to learn copywriting for free. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. I said free. It means take your comment card, throw it out. Take your other comment card, throw it out. Take your ING card and your third comment card, throw them all out. You don't need them. If you're wondering, those cards are expired, so if you want to pause the video and rewind and look at my card details, they won't work. Probably the number one question I get is, I have a student. His name is Ray Pang. You might have heard of him. He started working with me a little bit less than a year ago. Now, the interesting thing about Ray was he was one of the only people to actually start working with me that had zero copywriting or sales or marketing knowledge or experience whatsoever. The dude was laid off from his 9-to-5 before joining us. He had like less than a month of living expenses left and basically no knowledge whatsoever of copywriting or sales or marketing. Frankly, he was in a bit of deep shit. So the cool thing about Ray was he is actually my fastest student ever in history to date right now to go from $0 to $10,000 a month. He did it in 31 days. Kind of impressive considering he didn't know copywriting from a bar of soap. Probably didn't even know how to spell the word copywriting. So what's cool about Ray as well is that within 90 days of working with me, he actually wrote a VSL for a very famous influencer that I'm not really allowed to name. We'll just say it rhymes with Schmorden Belfort. Let's just keep that between us, okay? So the $1 million question is, well, how the hell did Ray learn copywriting that quickly to be able to write a VSL for such a huge name? That's kind of a big deal. It's kind of pretty cool. So I asked him this and I was like, dude, like what course did you take? Who did you learn from? Like, how did you do this so quickly? Because that's kind of unheard of. And he said, blew my mind. He was like, dude, I didn't take any courses. In fact, your course is the only course that I've ever taken. And I was like, hang on, I don't teach copywriting. What do you mean? What he told me, pretty amazing. He basically learned copywriting from the ground up, totally for free, and basically mastered it within like 2-3 months. The big takeaway that I want you to get from this, and if you get nothing else from this video, understand this. It's that success leaves clues, which means the best emails of all time, the best sales pages of all time, the best ads of all time, they're not hiding. They're not like, you need to get out your map, X marks the spot, you need to go venture over to a deserted island in Hawaii, get out your shovel and dig up the treasure like it's buried in some treasure chest far away. That's not how it is. It's hiding in plain sight. It's right there in front of you for you to review and see and study and copy and model whenever the hell you want. You gotta understand, human brains, we're not that different from each other. If you get an email in your inbox and the subject line makes you open the email, it intrigues you enough to open it, chances are it probably worked on more than one person and not just you. Likewise, if the link in that email intrigued you enough, piqued your interest enough to want to click on it, it probably worked on more people than just you. So knowing this, every time that Ray saw an email in his inbox, he just subscribed to a shitload of lists, marketing lists, make money online lists, dating lists, like every niche you could imagine. He subscribed to just a shitload of emails. I would recommend using a different email, by the way, or don't come back to me and say your inbox is crowded because Sean told me to do this. Use a different email, okay? Because every time he saw an email that had a subject line that was intriguing enough to open, he would just study it and save it to a swipe file. He would just make a folder in Gmail, call it like dope emails or something. And then, I don't know, a couple hours a day, maybe 1 hour a day, half an hour a day, when he has some spare time, he would go through the folder and study all the emails in there. And he would break them apart, pick them apart, go, dude, what about this subject line made me want to open it? What about this lead and the hook and the first couple sentences of the email made me actually want to read the rest of the email? Versus these other emails that they suck, they're boring, and I'm not intrigued and I don't want to open, I don't want to read. What about it in the link with these emails versus these emails made me actually want to click the link and read it, made me actually want to click on the sales page? And what about this sales page versus this sales page made me actually want to read the thing and actually pull out my card and buy the thing? Versus this one, couldn't care less. So he starts to dissect, and you break down enough of these things and you take a look at them, and success leaves clues. You start to see the patterns that are emerging because they're not that different. Most emails that kill it, most sales pages that kill it, most ads that kill it, they've got a lot in common. They have very similar structures and formats that have been proven and tested over like hundreds of years to be basically the winning formula. So in summary is how Ray learned copywriting for free. Now, one caveat with this, I'm not against buying courses at all. In fact, if you want to get there faster and you want to like really learn and study and master the art of, writing a killer sales letter or a killer email really quickly, you should absolutely go and buy courses and study from the people who, are really, really good at this stuff. Study from people who are world-class, because that will get you there faster than trying to do it yourself, of course. I've personally spent probably $100,000 on mentors and coaching and courses over the last couple of years alone. Absolutely worth it every single time. So if you do want to get there faster, of course, yeah, courses can be great for that. They're not absolutely necessary, so don't use the fact that you have absolutely no money as an excuse. You can still learn the same way that Ray did. Oh, and one last killer resource that I hella recommend for learning copywriting for free. It's a really, really amazing website by my buddy Mike Shower. It's called swiped.co. swiped.co. And this dude, who's like the most generous human ever, has literally broken down every single like high performing, the best sales letters of all time, the best emails of all time, the best ads of all time, even the best like checkout pages of all time. And he's literally just gone and analyzed every single one and gone, hey, this thing, this title, this subject line, like the button is green instead of yellow and it has a higher conversion rate because of that. Like he will break it down so intricately. And it's all for free. That's the coolest part. It's all for free on his website. I think you can subscribe. It's like $200 a month if you want, more in-depth info and like one-on-one help and stuff like that, which is totally, totally worth it to become a Swipe.co insider. I don't work for them. I'm not like an affiliate or anything. I've been through his stuff and it's gold. So that's another really, really killer resource that I highly recommend. So that right there is how to learn copywriting for free. Hope that helps. Talk to you soon.